Hi everybody, I'm Mackenzie and welcome to my Tech Talk. So today I'm going to be talking about Google Classroom. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all and we will get started. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be talking about Google Classroom and how it's used in the classroom environment. So what is Google Classroom? It's a free blended learning platform developed by Google for educational institutions that aims to simplify creating, distributing, and grading assignments. So it is a lot like Canvas, which we're all very familiar with. The primary purpose of Google Classroom is to streamline the process of sharing files between teachers and students. So pretty much streamlining the process of just sharing like assignments and all that stuff between teachers and students. So how can Google Classroom be used? So it can be used to personalize learning, such as creating interactive assignments, even from existing assignments. I saw one that was really cool. It was fractions, and they created like interactive like pizza fractions. It was really cool. It can help students develop literacy skills with the read along tool, and it can reinforce concepts with self paced learning. And then it can also simplify tasks. So there's a plagiarism detection, which supports originality in writing. There's also streamlined lesson planning, so you can share your link with your coworkers. So if you have a coworker that teaches the same subject and y'all want to share lesson plans and see how one class is doing versus the other, you can just invite them to your class. So that's pretty cool. And Google Classroom also keeps data on engagement and performance, and even when a student turns in an assignment, which I think is super cool. And then you can gain insight and visibility. So there's a lot more data features when you have like the premium feature of Google Classroom, which I think is super cool. Just analyzing everything about every student. I think that's awesome. It'll really help every teacher be better. Um, and then it can share classroom templates with other educators, and you can virtually visit classes. So how do students use it? One, with common tasks. So it's a lot like how we use Canvas. You can post to the class stream, which is kind of like a class discussion board. So they can ask questions on there and everybody in the class can see it and the teacher. And anybody can answer those questions. It's actually pretty neat. You can email a teacher or classmates, share content from mobile devices. So there's a Google Classroom app, much like there's a Canvas app. You can see your work and you can turn in assignments. You can do more. You can work on a document assigned to you. So if a teacher uploads like a Word document that's editable, you can work on it on Google Classroom. You can run the originality report yourself as a student, which is the plagiarism checking, and then you can check your work with rubrics on there, and you can use a screen reader, which is for visually impaired students. So it will read everything on the screen to you, which I think is awesome. I love that so much. It's actually really neat. And then, so for feedback, you can view your grades. You can just view overall feedback and comments. Teachers are able to type on rubrics and submit them. And then you can also check your overall grade. So let's take a look at Google Classroom itself. Okay, so I made a kind of fake Google Classroom page for this class to show y'all. So it just says tech project, but obviously right there would say the name of the class and what section. And then this is a class code. So that's what you would give all your students so they can join the class. And then right here, this is the class stream. But this is where students can ask. Um, sorry, I meant right here. This is where students can ask questions to each other. They post on there, like, "Hey, and somebody explain the homework," just like kind of creating that classroom environment, like that family like conversation environment, I think is really neat. And then this is the announcements, much like we have on Canvas. And I think it's really cool because if a teacher, like if you have a reoccurring announcement, you can just reuse the post. So if they have homework due every Thursday, say every Wednesday, you want to post, remember like math homework due tomorrow, you don't have to keep retyping it. You can just reuse the same announcement. And then over here is upcoming. So that would be all their assignments that are upcoming and due soon, which I think is super neat. And then up here on this bar, you can obviously see stream, which is like their home page. And then classwork. Obviously, there's nothing here because we I don't have any classwork for this project. But as a teacher, you can hit create and upload the classwork, and you can add it to a class drive folder or the Google Calendar. So you can add it to each student's Google Calendar, also add reminders for them, which I think is super neat. And then people, there will be the list of students and grades. So yeah, I don't have anything for grades, but it's super easy to manage and like figure it out, which I think is awesome because it took me a while to figure out Canvas because I had never used anything like it. So I think Google Classroom is super user friendly. So is this tool useful in the classroom? Yes, I think it can be used in a variety of ways to help students learn, help teachers stay organized, and also help with communication throughout the classroom. One way I would use Google Classroom is to help my students stay organized with assignments. I would have different folders for every week and every class, so assignments are easy to find. But that's just me. I really like organization. But yeah, that's all I have for today. So thank you for listening to my tech talk.